What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, friends and family? Said Dick Cheney has passed. And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you my authentic thoughts on Dick Cheney. What's up, friends? What's happening? Somebody is going to snap. I see it coming that people are getting desperate. Get out while you can. The rich left about 2 years ago. Bought houses to live cheaper. Let me see what the vibes is. I see somebody spent their time only to get banned to try to imitate me. Yeah, we go ahead and wrap that part up. You know how dusty you got to be to really do something like that, only to get removed within 2 seconds. They say, what's good, AD? Did you move into the new place? I did. You don't see it? It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. You don't see it around me? Absolutely. The views is crazy that way. The views, let me give you a little bit of a view. See that? Hold on. Let me see if I can do this right. That's the designer stuff, the designer furniture. That's my liquor cabinet over there. Right there. See that? Right there. This is artwork right there, or actual pictures from early Detroit, Bob Boat, Ambassador Bridge, Fox Theater, Greektown, Detroit, Woodward, right? And then got the views this way. See all of the views? Entire city of Detroit all around me. Yeah. Then I got the Ambassador Bridge that way. See all that? See Canada, the bridge and all of that? Yep. Oh. It's dope. Super dope. Super dope. Let me leave out and come back in. I feel like my camera messed up a little bit. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can get this together. All right, there we go. What's not the Hudson's building? That's the Hudson's building right there. That's the Hudson's building. This is literally the Hudson's building right here. So I got an unobstructed view, almost 360 view of everything that's around me right now. This is the Hudson's building. All right. They literally just built this building. Yep, I can see the Ambassador and the Gordie Howe Bridge. I can see Motor City Casino. I can see the Michigan train station. I can see the new park. I can see as far as your eyes can see. Literally, it's pretty crazy. So, yes, man. Yes, man. I'm gonna drop an actual. I got an actual like tour of the place. I'm gonna drop it on the Darth Anton channel. I was vlogging it, so I should have a new vlog come out today. Another one maybe coming out tomorrow, if not tomorrow, then the next day, because I'm still going through and I'm refining the whole Brian McKnight interview thing. So, yo, we got a full show popping off today. Hold on, I gotta call my daughter real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Hello.
Hey, baby, I'm on a live stream. What's up?
Oh, hey. I was just calling to make sure I could call them today.
Yeah,
Since we're leaving on the 8th, then it'll be better if I drop it off then they can do it while we're gone.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Wait, so rap, actually, it's okay. It's okay. Don't just pay for it.
No. Hold on. What do you mean? What's okay?
No, because I was going like to tell you everything, but like, it's okay. You got it.
No, tell me everything.
Okay. Wait, hold on. It's rap, the rap, right? Hold on. I got to get my thing. Okay, so wrap, steering wheel, the new like badges all around the thing, and then RGB headlights. And then I'm gonna ask them about tires. But I think I'm gonna wait. I don't know. I'll decide.
All right, give me a price when you talk to them.
All right, I will.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. So what's happening? What up? How y'all feel? What's going on, friends? It was a great show last night. I thought that the show was incredible last night and that everything went awesome. Low key says, God bless you, Anton. Appreciate the gems you drop on the daily, the medicine and the candy. Honestly, I think I got the best show on the internet. All of my shows is the best show on the internet, bar none. Every show, you see the crane lifting up stuff. Every show is the best show that I got on the internet. The morning show, y'all shouldn't be tuned in. Nobody should be tuned into anything news related. They should be 100% tuned into what I got going on. They should be 100% tuned into what I got going on. AD, have you been to Utica Auto Spa? I've never been to the Utica Auto Spa before. Nope, I have not. Chuck says in all caps, please, family, help save children for our beloved Father, Jesus Christ. Please spread gospel like this. If you would like to be saved, say aloud, Jesus, I repent of my sins. I make you my Lord and Savior. Yay. That's not how you get saved. Who told y'all that? Is that what they teaching y'all? Is that what they teaching y'all, how to get saved? Is that all you got to do is say, I repent for my sins and I want you to be my Lord and Savior, and that's the end of the conversation? I know they ain't teaching y'all that. I know y'all don't believe that. If y'all believe that, it's an Ambassador Bridge right across the street that I got for sale for you. If you think that that's all that you have to do, then I got an Ambassador Bridge that's right there for sale that I got to sell you. Facts. God wants actions, not just copy and paste. God wants actions, not just copy and paste. You know what I'm saying? You are 100% right on that. All right, bro, that's what they believe. That's why they do so wrong. Well, let me say this. Speaking of belief, because we got a show for y'all today. Somebody sent me an email, and shout out to my UK people. I'm popping in the UK. Also, I think somebody texted me and said I recently crossed 1.1 million. That fast? I just got to 1 million. This is ridiculous. Jesus. Really? I was just happy with 1 million subscribers. I was happy with 100,000 subscribers. I wasn't expecting that. That's crazy. So we had 1.1 and we still growing at over 100,000 new subscribers every 28 days. Every 30 days, it's like 120,000 or something like that. And so everybody know that got a YouTube channel know that this gets updated. Like you got to wait to the end of the day for it to actually show the true numbers. So that's pretty insane. 87 million views over the last 28 days is crazy. That's crazy. And I'll also tell you this, bro. I'll also tell you this because it's a recession out here. So niggas ain't even talking shit no more. They just being quiet. I'll also tell you this. And I said that I wanted to have this conversation with y'all today because I got so much stuff that's dropping in the Patreon and we got so many live streams that's lined up for November. On my journey, I got rich when I stopped giving a fuck about what everybody else think and when everybody else was telling me what I should and shouldn't do. When I just 100% dialed in on what made sense for me, and I ain't even talking about YouTube, I'm talking about life. I blew up in life and got rich when I didn't care anymore about anything that anybody was talking about outside of God. And that includes my daughter, my family, my wife, my church, my people, everything. When I dialed into God and said, okay, give me that voice, give me that little still voice, point me in the direction that I'm going in, and I'm going to be unapologetically me, unapologetically raw. And this is where I'm going to go, is when I took off. When I ignored everything and everybody around me and I said, all right, God, point me in the right direction. And how do I need to play this is when I took off. And so what I'm telling y'all is y'all going to have to dial the fuck in. You're going to have to start putting away all of these different people and all of these different voices that keep on. I'm not the only person that got a calling on my life. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not the only person that's from the hood that's supposed to get rich outside of dribbling a fucking basketball or rapping or singing on a microphone. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more people that are supposed to live an incredible lifestyle that do it the right way. But the reason that most people can't capitalize off of the God-given blessings and talent that we have in our life is because we got so much noise all around us, and you keep joining groups and being like this person and listening to this person. Half of y'all listening to people that can't give you 2 nickels. They can't rub 2 nickels together, but they got some dominion over your life on how you supposed to live your life. I'm not taking no advice from no broke people. I'm not taking no advice from no dusty people. I'm not taking no advice from no crackheads. And I'm so sick and tired of people keep telling you, oh man, you can listen to people who messed up. No, I can't. No, I can't. It's too many people that got a blueprint to how to do it successfully for me to be listening to a broke nigga. I can't listen. You might have some advice on something else that's completely separate from how I'm supposed to be successful. But if you never got it, if you never touched it, I don't want no advice from you. I'm not interested in hearing what you got to say. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want nothing from you. And I'm on a pathway. My life, man. Listen, bro. I woke up this morning and I was walking around the house praying because I just got back down here this morning because I was gonna go out to the studio because I was out in the suburbs. I got a crib out in the I got a couple cribs out in the suburbs, and I got this down here. So this is the corporate apartment. This is actually owned by my company. This one is owned by the company, and a whole nother wave. Don't worry about it. I've been able to make some moves, so that's a whole nother conversation. I don't want to talk about it right now. That's bag chaser conversation. You know what I'm saying? So this one is owned by the company, and I was walking around the house in the suburbs praying, right? And I usually go into the different rooms and I'll pray for my daughter. I'll pray, for everything and everybody and everyone around me. And so I walk around my house and I kind of pace in the morning a lot of times and I'll pray. And God revealed to me the vision that he had for my life. And it was so grand. It was like so much bigger than I could ever even envision for my life. And I was okay. And I said, I had to catch myself for a minute, and I was like, "But God, I'm still appreciating you for what you've already done for me. I couldn't envision what my life is right now. I knew I'd be great. I knew I'd be successful. I didn't know that this was the way that you was going to do it." And he was just like, "You couldn't see this until you got here." Do you understand what I'm saying? Some of y'all can't see success, the type of success that you're supposed to have, because you're too busy in the mire with people that can't add value into your life. And those people were supposed to be for a season, but you stuck around too long, too loyal to the wrong people. That's what's wrong with us. We too loyal to the wrong people. That was the message. We too loyal to the wrong shit. How you gonna be a person that love God, but then separate yourself based off of things that people can't control? How you gonna separate yourself based off of race when he said that he give the comforter to the Jew and the Gentile alike? You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. This ain't a race based conversation. This is not a gender specific conversation. This is not a coast specific conversation. This is not a city versus city conversation. This is, how do we define our culture to be something that is God given, not something that we deem necessary for ourselves? It's not about you. Your success can't come because of you. It got to come from your obedience. And that's the difference between me and you, is that you listen to niggas, I listen to God. So you can't understand why you can't stop me, but your God versus my God. Your God is the niggas in the street that you listen to. It's anybody that you put before God. My God is different. So I don't listen to people. Nobody can tell me what to do. When people tell me to humble myself, to who? To who? Who am I to humble myself before? There's nobody that can stand before me. The devil got to get permission to kick it, to touch me. I don't listen to people. I listen to God. Nobody, not a woman, not a man, not a nigga on the internet, not black people, white people, not the fucking president of the United States of America. I don't care about nothing and nobody. I don't give a fuck. If God don't say go, I don't move. If he say go, I'm running over everything. And it ain't nothing that you can do that can ever change my mind, because I'm so fervent in my belief and in my prayers and in myself that I know that I don't even care about the six. Bro, I've grown to the point to where I don't care about money. That's why I give so much of it away, because I can't outgive God. It's the honest to God truth. I help people. I give to their businesses. I tabs to the streets. I give away whole fucking cars because I can't outgive what's coming to me. I can't take this stuff with me. The money is a reflection of my belief in what God has ordained for me to do. The reason why I'm so successful is because I'm obedient. I can't humble myself to a man because they don't even believe the way that I believe. They don't even believe the way that I believe. All of my employees, they all make six figures or more. Not because the task that they doing is a six-figure task, it's because they supposed to be paid because they associated with me and they an extension of me, and I can't have nobody working for me that's dusty. I can't have nobody that's around me that's dusty. I got rich when I stopped caring what everybody else think. I got rich. I got rich when I stopped caring about what everybody else thinks. Because it ain't never been about them. Shit, it ain't even about me. If you want to get rich, you're going to have to go into your bag, dog. Real talk, for a long time. And it ain't no shortcut to this shit. It's hard work, perseverance, righteousness, and opportunity meets preparation. That's it. That's the success. And I can give you the tools that help you expedite the process. That's what we talk about in the Patreon. I'm going to show you my plays and how I do it, and then you can apply it to your own life. But you're going to have to figure it out for yourself, bro. And it's going to be your path going to be different than mine, but I can hopefully expedite it a little bit and help you avoid some landmines. Have you got a different mindset on what success is supposed to be? I don't care about what nothing and nobody said. I was talking to my mom on the phone yesterday. This is the honest to God truth. I was talking to my mom on the phone yesterday, and she said, Anton, this is my thoughts on X, A, B, and C. I said, I like C. I like your thoughts on that, C, but A and B, I'm gonna have to throw that away. Respectfully, I love you, but you don't really know shit when it comes to this path that I'm going right now. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Ma. And I didn't tell her, but I just subconsciously, I'm like, oh, okay, I hear you. Because see, I'm a nice person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rude. I understand how I move in real life. So I'm always gonna be cordial and I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna show you respect. But I'm gonna chew the meat and spit out the bones. And so I'm gonna take into consideration what you say. And then I understand that you're speaking from a motherly woman's perspective, and you can't teach me nothing when it comes to that. And so I like C, but A and B, we gonna go ahead and do away with that. Thank you for the phone call. BY says, you are rude. I'm rude to you niggas because I'm rude to the devil. Yeah, I'm disrespectful to the devil. I'm disrespectful to the devil. Yes, I'm rude when it comes to that. You niggas that feel like y'all can type hard, because I can guarantee you. And this is what the real gonna say. It ain't not one person in my 12, 13-year journey on the internet. I ain't never ran into a nigga that knew me from the internet that ever checked me or ever said anything negatively to me in my life. Not one, not one, not one. And I walk around with my Trump hat on. I'll be in public. I was at the game with my Make America Great MAGA hat on, and ain't nobody say nothing to me. Everybody showed respect. So I don't believe you. I don't believe what nobody's talking about. But my whole point of this conversation is you're going to have confidence in the path that you're supposed to take before we even get into the show. You have to have confidence in the path that you're supposed to take. I don't listen to people that don't have no profile picture. You a bitch. You don't even have no confidence in yourself to say who you really are. I don't believe in niggas that don't have a real name. I don't believe in niggas that type from their burner account. I don't. No reservation about that. I don't believe in nobody that type from a burner account. If you're going to say it to me, you're going to have to be the real you. Flat out. You don't even believe in yourself. As far as I'm concerned, you're a bot. Have confidence in yourself. Have confidence in your ability to re-up. Like, you got to believe that it's a whole nother level out here. I was telling somebody about a property that I seen, and they was leasing it out in San Diego for over $100,000 a month. And they said, man, too rich for my blood. And I said, not for mine. Not for mine. I said, why not me? If it's people out there affording it, why not me? How come I wouldn't be able to afford it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got this abundance mindset. Like, that's not never gonna be a lot of money to me because it's fucking not even worth the paper that it's printed on. And God is my God. What do you mean? There is nothing that I can't have if I put my mind to it, if I work hard for it, and I hustle. There is nothing that I cannot have. Nothing. It's mine to turn down, not whether or not I can afford it. It's mine to turn down, not whether or not I can afford it. Let me address this and then we're going to get started with the show. Yosef says, I will get your Patreon so I can get a bag. Right now, I'm door dashing and I'm trying to start a business. Don't get it. If you're getting it just to get a bag and not learning how to think differently about money, don't get it. Don't get it. If you're doing this because you think you can get a bag and you're not doing it to join a community of people that's going in the direction that you're going in, listen, y'all gotta stop trying to do stuff just for money. It's not just for money. It's a community. We meet up. We talk about money. We talk about real estate. We talk about stocks. We talk about content creation. We talk about lifestyle. We talk about how to find certain jobs and how to get the bag. But that's not the foundation of the community. That's not what we do. This is a lifestyle that we live. We do Bible study. We do all kind of stuff. This is not to get a bag. If you're thinking like that, then you really need to just go buy somebody's course. I don't sell courses. I live a life and I show the receipts. We are a group of people that's going forward and up. We not doing this just for money. Money is an addition to what it is that we got going on. That's not what the bag chasers is about. I need y'all to understand that. We a network. We a group. We pray for each other. We meet up in real life. We support each other. We build clothing lines and we invest in each other and we figure out how we can connect in real life, city to city, state to state. We not about no money. It's not just about the money. The money is in addition to what we got going on. I just want to remind y'all of that. So if that is what you're looking for, then the link is pinned to the top of the chat and join in and rock out with a group of people that's going in the direction that you want to go in. But if y'all doing it just for money, then you join in the wrong group. And I can say that. I know they don't got a clue. You know why I could say that? Because I don't need to recruit. Do you know why my numbers are so big on the Patreon? Because other people tell everybody else about the Patreon. Because other people share with other people because they want to share with them what's changing their lives. Jesus Christ. I can't help these niggas. I can't help these broke motherfuckers. Chasing a bag is not about money. No, it's a slogan. It's seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. The money comes with it. Let these niggas be their own worst enemy. Anyways, what's up, Tanea? What's up, y'all? What up to everybody in the chat? I'm curious though. Why subscribe to me to tell us that if you're not trying to be around niggas that's really getting it? You already did the first step. You already subscribed to the channel from people that you don't necessarily believe in, right? Why you subscribe? Because you had to subscribe to put that in the chat, right? Ain't that crazy? Why you about around a bunch of hell raisers, hellbound people? What up, Keita? What up, Yakar? What up to all of my friends in the building? What's up? What up? What up? What up? What up? I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling incredible. I'm feeling incredible. All kind of people texting me, bro. What up, Molly? Let me read some of these cash apps and super chats, and then we're gonna jump into it. I want to address this Dick Cheney dying situation. All right, we're gonna start from there. First, I gotta read the super chats and the cash apps and the people that support the platform. What is this? Have y'all seen this on Cash App? Start a pool. As soon as I open it, it says start a pool. Get a chance to win exclusive prizes. Start a pool for the chance to win. What is a pool? This is so stupid. No, I'm not starting no pool. I'm good. I guess it's a new update that they got going on. Shout out to Mike That Dude. I appreciate Mike That Dude. Thank you, my friend. Spencer Campbell with the 20 ball. Thank you, Spencer Campbell. Christopher Williams. What up? And then my girl Molly. What up to Molly? Molly with the cash app. Molly, you gonna keep sending me money? Is that what we doing? I wish I could show y'all how much money Molly done sent me. On Cash App alone. It's crazy. Molly has sent me thousands of dollars on Cash App, bro. Shout out to my girl Molly. She said for the collection plate. Thank you, Molly. Make sure I hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's go with Major Gains. Major Gains says, AD, you said it right. A lot of people are upset at the wrong things. They need to advocate for Congress to not get paid. Well, that's too much like right. Too much like right. Thank you, Major Gains. Casual Germ says TSA is actually doing real work for a change. Hell has frozen over. Wesley Turner says 100% signal, 0% noise. Bag chasers, we up. Book of RLM says, tune into the words I needed today. God bless. What up, Book of RLM? Antoine Wade says, talk that talk, AD. Appreciate you, bro. Nicholas Smith says, what up, though? I appreciate you, Nick. Lulu Francesca says, hi, AD. As a 22-year-old networking, how should I competently address professionals age 45 using Mr., Miss, Doctor, Sir, Ma'am until they explicitly permit a first name basis? I just think that you always extend it. It doesn't matter if I still call people Mr. Such and such, ma'am, or whatever, and I've known them for years. It's really just the dynamics of your relationship. The real question you should ask yourself is, when you get around people that you love, how can you add value? Because when you add value, that's when you really start to show yourself as valuable, and they can't let you go, and they're always going to figure out how to do business with you. That's what true networking is. Shout out to Lulu. Nicholas Smith says, I'm joining your Patreon now. Shout out to the Bag Chasers. Tanea says, sending some Bag Chaser love to Head Bag Chaser. AD, how are you, Matthew? 633, all day in Jesus Christ is King. Talk about it, Tanea. Stairs World says, learn from AI and started using it to expand my secondary channel. Plus Stock Club and long-term investing. Thanks, AD, and God bless. What up to the Bag Chasers? Best time to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month. Bag chasers, we up. It's crazy. All right, let me get into this Dick Cheney situation. Hold on. I'm looking for the long secure Dick Cheney. All right, here we go. All right, Dick Cheney.
News alert to share with you this morning. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died. He served in the White House alongside President George W. Bush and played a major role in leading the U.S. into the Iraq War. Cheney was 84 years old. We are told his family was with him when he passed.
In you decide 2025, it is election day. There's some pretty important decisions that voters right here in Arizona are making today.
Irene Schneider joining us live.
Turn before 7 p.m.
Oh, hold on. There's got to be more for Dick Cheney out here. Y'all ain't showing Dick Cheney no love.
Dick Cheney has died. We're learning more information as we do. We will continue to pass that along to you, of course. We just literally got this information a few seconds ago.
He was chief of staff under Gerald Ford. He was former Secretary of Defense under George H.W. Bush. He went on to be vice president for 2 terms with George W. Bush and is considered the conservatives' conservative, a very hardliner, someone extremely competent, and someone who dealt with hard issues in his 30s and has dealt with that his entire life.
They're saying that he died last night at the age of 84, and we just received a statement from his family. Ainsley, you want to read this?
Sure. It says Richard B. Cheney, the 46th Vice President of the United States, died last night, November 3rd, 2025. He was 84 years old. His beloved wife of 61 years, Lynn, his daughters Liz and Mary and other family members were with him as he passed. The former vice president died due to complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. For decades, Dick Cheney served our nation, including as White House Chief of Staff, Wyoming's Congressman, Secretary of Defense, and Vice President of the United States. Dick Cheney was a great and good man who taught his children and grandchildren to love our country and to live lives of courage, honor, love, kindness, and fly fishing. We are grateful beyond measure for all Dick Cheney did for our country, and we are blessed beyond measure to have loved and been loved by this noble giant of a man.
So he was somebody who comes to mind with the Persian Gulf War. I remember him combining with the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Colin Powell, as Secretary of Defense. And it was the first time we had substantial military action, really, since Vietnam. And he was able to put together a brilliant strategy of coming up through taking Kuwait back with over 500,000 troops and going right through and stopping short of taking Baghdad, because that was the mandate forward. He was somebody that could withstand a great deal of criticism, be unflappable under pressure. He was a perfect Sunday show because he was able to defend whether it was President George H.W. Bush or George W. Bush in controversial times.
Yeah, Brian, and I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room is with him being side by side with former President Bush during 9/11 in Afghanistan and the wars there, and because he was known as a tactician as well, a big loss for the country as well, dedicated his life to public service and was known as a hawk on the Republican side of the aisle.
All right, so let me give my thoughts. First of all, condolences to the family. You know, I always like to make sure that I extend grace over to the family. Are we past the pleasantries? Can we get to the other side of this conversation now? You know, I'm a Republican, former Democrat, used to be liberal time, raised to be liberal, although we had conservative values, broke away from the Democrat plantation, and I'm a staunch conservative and Republican. Can we get past the pleasantries and get to the real? Let me preface this by saying that I believe that George W. Bush, the second one, and to a larger extent, maybe even the first one, is quite possibly the worst president in my lifetime. Absolutely. See, I was in the infancy of my liberal life when George W., which probably I might have even switched over to being Republican sooner, but I was so brokenhearted at what I had witnessed and the type of environment that I discovered from George W. I mean, honestly, I think that George W. and Dick Cheney, his right-hand man, that's like Trump and Vance, right? You don't really think about JD Vance without thinking about Trump. That's just the way that it is, right? You don't think about Biden unless you also include Obama. That's a team. Biden and Obama is a team. Bush, Cheney, team. Gore, Clinton, team. Vance, we don't even give a fuck about the first vice president that was with Trump. That he was a traitor. We don't claim him. So we gonna just act like he never existed. Vance, Trump, team. We don't think about one without the other. That's why we so hard on Kamala Harris. It's like, oh, you ain't got no loyalty in your blood because you've been riding with Biden. You always associate somebody with somebody that's the vice president unless you somebody like Trump, because Trump came through and he was nobody's second. He was always the first. You know what I'm saying? Trump was always the first. He never needed no hand ups. He just came through like, I'm always gonna be the side. He Floyd Mayweather. Right? So when I think about the Bushes and the Cheneys, do you know what I think about? Poverty, architects of war, death of soldiers unnecessarily. We used to want to, let me tell you what we used to pray for in my church. Lord, rebuke all of this extensive war and send our troops home. Send our troops home. Send our troops home. Send our troops home. That's what I think about when I think about the legacy of Dick Cheney, especially when it's associated with George W. Bush, manufacturer of wars. I'm telling you what I remember as a young man, a 20-something-year-old man living through multiple different layoffs because of manufacturers of war. I got to be objective. And the one thing that I promised you guys is I'm going to be honest about my thoughts. And my loyalty also comes with objectivity because I have to be real. I don't care about Dick Cheney, nor do I care about Bush. I don't care. Listen, God bless them. I hope that their family is okay or whatever. I don't have anything negative to say about them as a person, as an individual, as a father, family. I don't know nothing about that. The only thing I know is what I lived through. The only thing I know is what I lived through. And I lived through, and in hindsight, watching it the same way that I hold Obama accountable for what it is that he did to us and what he really left us with, is the same way that I have to be objective enough to call out a spade. And I'm telling you, I don't look at Biden as a worse president than George W. Bush as a Republican. If that's what you think that's gangster, you got to admit Dick Cheney was a gangster. Nah, I don't look at it like that. I look at it as a coward. Listen, it's easy to send a bunch of people to their death so that y'all can continue to manufacture war. That ain't gangster. Gangster is doing the thing yourself that you really believe in, even if you think that it's wrong. Sometimes you come back and you realize that it was wrong. That ain't gangster. Anybody can sit behind a desk and send a bunch of people and manufacture something and carry out the orders of something that you know that ain't right. That ain't gangster to me. Y'all make these people so much more awesome than they really are. That ain't real to me. I'm sorry. I just have to. I'm so honest about my thoughts. I'm so honest about who I am. I think that George W. Bush. I think that George W. Bush and Dick Cheney was the worst presidents in my lifetime. That's just me personally, and that's just what I rock with. Honestly, I think that they the worst people, the worst presidents in my lifetime. And maybe in history over time, because you got to remember, they had 2 terms. And one of the reasons, come on, man, let's be for real. One of the reasons why they got 2 terms, because George W. Bush was on his way out of office. A lot of people don't know that because you wasn't outside at that time. George W. wasn't nobody fucking with George W. after the first term. I'm just keeping it real. Nobody was fucking with George W. and Dick Cheney until we got thrown into that war with 9/11. Man, listen, y'all not paying attention to what I'm saying. 9/11 was the thing that kept Republicans in office at that time because Democrats wasn't extreme. Yes, Democrats and Republicans have always been the parties of war, but 9/11 got him reelected, bro. It ain't have shit to do with him being a good president. It was the fact that we had basically been thrown into war and people hadn't really dissected what 9/11 meant at that time. And so what happened was niggas was getting laid off, buildings was getting crashed into. We went over there and was like, oh man, we don't like Saddam Hussein. Nigga, we put him in power. We put him in power. We've been enabling this dude the whole time. They tried to act like it was weapons of mass destruction. Boy, you couldn't find nothing over there. It wasn't nothing over there. They gave us some pictures, some grainy ass pictures. It was like, yeah, this is it. And we you know what? Because we was that's possibly, listen, let me tell you something. The turning point for liberalism taking place started, in my opinion, because once we started to figure out, because you got to remember, but prior to that, we was all USA, USA, USA. It didn't matter who was president, whether it was Republican or Democrat. Even if you disagree, it wasn't this extreme, right? And so what happened was we was US because it didn't matter. Because listen, if anybody came against the United States of America, we on your ass. Now, when we went back and we dissected this shit, and we was like, wait a minute, what did we go to war for? When did we send our troops to war for? How many niggas done died over there in Iraq and stuff? Then we started questioning it like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Then that's when people start questioning their loyalty. We start letting everybody and their mama come over in this bitch, and now we trying to correct it for the stuff that we seen our fathers enable these motherfuckers to do. You see what I'm saying? So my thoughts on Dick Cheney in particular is that I have zero to say about his family and his well-being. I pray for his family. He lived a long life. He lived a long life, a long, prosperous life. And I did not like his vice presidency. I did not like the president at the time that he also supported. I have always known Dick Cheney for being the man that shot a man in the face, and also for being a man that is a lieutenant for carrying out some of the craziest shit when it came to war. And so I didn't necessarily care for Dick Cheney. I didn't care for President Second Bush or his fucking father, and I still don't care for him. And so that's my thought. So I know that Fox News got to do it because he was a Republican, and so they're going to salute him. But I don't work for nobody. I just pull up on Fox News sometimes when they ask me to. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. That is my thoughts. I hope his family feels well, and I hope that, you know, I hope he got right with God. I'll just say that. I'll leave it like that. Let me set the rules for the chat, because apparently some people don't understand the rules of the chat. No spamming the chat, okay? If you put the comment up, we seen it the first time. If you're trying to get me to respond to you, it wasn't a good enough comment that I felt like I need to address, because the chat is a part of the show. And if it wasn't a good enough comment for me to address, just leave it alone. We seen it the first time. Okay? We seen it the first time. All right? All right. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We seen it the first time. You don't have to copy and paste it 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I seen it. I seen it. It wasn't worth responding to. We're moving on to the next conversation. All right. All right. Good job. Cause people be wanting me. You know what it is? People want controversy. Like, people be wanting me to say, "Oh, I don't like this person, or I don't like that person." 9 times out of 10, if I don't necessarily agree or care for a person, I don't watch them. I don't watch people reaction to them. I don't mention their name, because I don't give visibility to people that I absolutely think is disrespectful and egregious. And so I'm not giving it no energy. You know what I'm saying? So if I really, really don't like you, I don't mention you. If I disagree with you, or I disagree with something that you said on the internet, we'll review it. But if I really don't like you as a person, then I don't interact with that type of nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So I know y'all want, it to be beef and all of this stuff. I just don't care. I don't care for people that I don't care about. I don't watch the content of the people that I don't care about. So even when people bring stuff to me, it's like you bringing stuff to me that I wasn't aware of. That's how I move. We got motion. We don't need nobody to do what we do over here. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, y'all. And if y'all want to tap into the Patreon, link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Elim says, I deployed twice under Cheney, and Fox News just lied about him. Look at how Liz Cheney turned out. That is daughter. We need to fight the rhinos. What is Liz Cheney turned out like? I don't know. I'm not familiar with Liz Cheney, to be honest with y'all. Motion man, Tone reacts. Motion man. All right, so we got Dick Cheney out of the way. I want to talk about at least 4 more things. So we got that out of the way. Let's talk about these long lines in Houston first. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me see something. Yeah, let's talk about Houston. Security wait times in Houston.
Tonight, a busy travel day made worse due to the government shutdown. People trying to fly out of Bush Airport spent at least 3 hours just trying to get through security. At Terminal E tonight, the lines literally went out the door. Our Troy class is there tonight monitoring how the long waits are leaving some passengers scrambling. Troy.
Behind me is the lines for security coming out of the doors of Terminal E at Bush Airport. Passengers that we spoke with frustrated with the impacts of the ongoing government shutdown. What comes to mind?
Frankly, it's just 2 people are fighting over probably political issues, and this is the victim, the public.
Niall Tanira saw this line outside of Terminal E and decided it wasn't worth the effort. He missed his flight. Others say passenger patience was wearing thin.
I didn't walk past people fighting, cussing each other out. it's crazy.
That's upstairs. I wish I was upstairs.
Yeah, that's upstairs.
Tamisha Diggs is downstairs where the line began for security in Terminal A.
This is insane. I mean, it looks like I will miss my flight.
That was the case for Urena Nance, who trekked from Terminal A to Terminal E in hopes of boarding a flight home to Detroit.
I finally go over there, and it's catastrophic.
Instead of flying home, she's planning to stay overnight at Bush Airport with hopes conditions improve. The Houston airport system saying wait times could exceed 3 hours while the shutdown continues. Its own staff trying to help TSA workers move passengers safely.
Poor communication, other issues going on, but I do understand, the shortage in staff and the why. But it's just very inconvenient for all passengers.
Passengers are hoping anyone can intervene to fix a flying fiasco.
My only hope, the authority, the governor here, he has to call in the TSA people to come in and open up more TSA entrance areas.
The Houston airport system is asking passengers to build in extra time if you do plan on flying soon, as the government is expected to continue to be shut down at Bush Airport.
This is insane, bro. It's insane to think that we've gotten to the point where initially I personally said that I didn't think that this thing was going to last as long as it is, right? Now, I've seen reports of up to a 5-hour wait time at some airports. So if y'all are passengers or y'all looking to take flights or y'all looking to get to and from back and forth, be careful of the airports that you travel out of. The biggest airports for the biggest cities are having the biggest delay times. Atlanta, I heard that Atlanta was having problems. I had 0 problems flying through Atlanta. I flew in Atlanta on Saturday and Sunday, right? So I flew there. Detroit is having 0 problems whatsoever. But it also could be because I went through Delta, right? So TSA agents, I don't know, in my particular terminals, I had no problem. I got through security literally in 3 minutes. But I got the Infinity Stones too. Y'all know what the Infinity Stones are? The Infinity Stones is if you go into your Delta app. I don't have no boarding pass right now, so it's no way that I could show it to you. But if you go into your Delta app, for example, and I don't know what it's like in other apps because I usually only fly Delta. If you go into your Delta app on your boarding pass, usually it'll have whether you TSA pre-check, all of this, so on and so forth. And so it's all different colors. It's pink, it's green, it's blue, it's all of that. And so I keep all of my Infinity Stones. I got clear, I got pre-check, I got, all of that stuff, right? So if you go through certain lines, most of the time, you're not going to have no problem. If you got to go through the regular people line, you fucked. Straight up. You messed up. So, yes, I am Diamond. I'm a Diamond, Delta Diamond member. So, I'll pay the extras. You know what I'm saying? So when I go to DTW is the best airport to ever. It's the best airport to fly out of. Detroit Metro is so great. You can valet your car. You pull up, you valet your car. You right there at the terminal. You go right through the line, and I'm right there. I can get there 20 minutes before my flight is scheduled to board and take off, and I'll make it straight to my gate with no problem. So I have no problems whatsoever. But the major airports, the JFK, anything out of Newark, New Jersey, and New York is a shit show. You doing a crapshoot. Houston, you in fucking trouble. Atlanta is hit or miss depending on which terminal that you go out of. That's what I'm hearing. And I haven't heard too much about what's happening in Los Angeles. But now TSA agents are basically saying that they are shutting stuff down and they're not coming into work. And I don't even think that it got anything to do with them protesting. That's where y'all getting it confused. I have a friend that's a TSA agent, and they doing okay because, their wife is cool too. You know what I'm saying? They wife also make money too. So they're not tripping about it. They're just waiting for that back pay for when the government open back up. But it's a lot of people that's living paycheck to paycheck. It's a lot of people that's living paycheck to paycheck. And so What the news will tell you is that, oh man, TSA agents is protesting. They shutting stuff down. Air traffic controllers is protesting. They shutting stuff down. That's not what's happening. Let me tell you what's really happening. Some people can't afford to go to work. And so they're choosing to hustle over going in and then getting the back pay. They're choosing to hustle instead of getting the back pay. So they're not just staying home because they're not getting paid, because ain't nobody just staying home and not going to get no money. Because even if you get it on the back end, you still going to have it coming. And so you're not missing out on no money. What people are doing is saying, well, why would I wait to get money from that and struggle when I can hustle over here and focus on my business? And so the back pay gonna come, but a lot of people need money right now. And that is the thing that I was talking about when it comes to duress. That's the thing that I was talking about when it comes to people that don't have the luxury, or people that didn't take the opportunity to build themselves a safety net or whatever. Now they got to do stuff that they normally wouldn't have to do for a lower price to be able to survive, because they need a paycheck. And when you're talking about 30, 45 days, potentially, some people even mention up to 2 months. Let me ask you a question. How many of y'all can actually go up to 2 months with no paycheck? How many people can go up to 2 months with no paycheck?
Hey, boss, just arrived
How
on
many
site.
people?
Gearing up now.
Time theft. Of course, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Brittany Jeffers, and here at home, a disaster at Houston airports this morning. Bush and Hobby airports seeing extremely long wait times. At Bush, that wait could exceed 3 hours. Now, because of the government shutdown, TSA staff who are working without pay are not showing up. And KPRC2 News reporter Kathy Hernandez is live at Terminal E at Bush Airport. She has been showing us those long lines both inside and outside. Kathy, it's really affecting the passengers out there.
Oh, absolutely. They are calling it a nightmare here at Bush Airport. As you said it, TSA wait times could exceed 3 hours. And that is what we're seeing here at Terminal E, where the line is actually outside in the drop-off area. So yes, passengers here are frustrated. We talked to some. One woman actually was waiting 2 hours in line. And as we were standing there, she said, I'm leaving. She left, was going to hop in a car and drive to Dallas instead. She said today was her very first day on the job. Another woman said she had already been waiting for 3 hours and there was no way she was going to make her flight. And she said that she was going to have to just wait around because at this point, all the next flights are also getting booked up as well. A tough situation for so many people. As you said, Brittany, as the government shutdown continues, many TSA agents are just not showing up. They are not getting paid at all. And so that's why they are reminding everyone to come early. That's because there are only security lines that are open here in this terminal, Terminal E, and another terminal as well, C. You should actually, if you're flying United, you should check your luggage at Terminal C and then go to Terminal E by walking or taking the subway for security screening. Over at Hobby, there is also reduced screening lanes that are open, and that's why the wait time is more than an hour actually. So of course, again, major message here. A strict warning. Please just come to the airport really early. We also talked to someone else yesterday who said he was waiting in line for 5 hours.
5 hours? I'm going home. That's how people wind up sleeping inside of the airport. 5 hours? 5 hours? Waiting in a line for 5 hours? I can't think of any one thing that I would wait in a line for 5 hours. 5 hours? Nowhere in the world. I seen y'all in the chat. I asked the question. I said, how many of y'all can actually go a month or two? How many of y'all can go a month or two with no paycheck and still be able to survive and be okay? How many of y'all can go a month or two? Now, when I say a month or two with no paycheck, I'm not talking about you getting a second job. I'm not talking about you going out and hustling, figuring it out. I'm talking about, listen, I could still pay my rent. I could still pay the mortgage. I could still pay my car notes. Everything is just going to go well. And my lifestyle is not going to change at all. I'm still going to be going out of town. I'm still going to go out to eat. I'm still going to be out here busting it down for a real one. The lights is not going to get cut off, and ain't nobody going to be knocking at my door. It's very few people. Very few people in this world that can pull it off. Very few people. I'd have to sell some investments. I feel you. I feel you on that. Here's the question that you really have to ask yourself, though. Is this a reality check? That's how I see it. I look at it and I say, wait a minute, is this a reality check? Is this a reality check? And let me tell you why. When I look at this, I think to myself, I can't be the person to go through it, right? And so I think it's a mentality. This is the reason why all of my stuff is paid for, all of my cars is paid for, why I invest so much money or whatever, because you should not be in the position of where you start doing crazy stuff. Now I get it. You got to pare some stuff back. Maybe you can't go out to eat as much or whatever, but do we have enough to put up for survival? Because most of us, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Because a lot of us make a lot of money and we just increase our lifestyle to reflect that with the anticipation that the paycheck is always going to be there. I live my life, right? Since 2008, I learned my lesson in 2008. I went through it. I live my life with the expectation of nothing, meaning that when I get it, it's like, oh man, this is a blessing. Let me make sure that I do it and I take care of it and I do the right thing. Let me put myself in a position first. When I get it, it's like, okay, cool, this is a blessing. But I live my life with the expectation that it could all be gone tomorrow. And so that's why I'm very fervent in the way that I budget my money. I budget. If y'all haven't watched the video inside of the Patreon, budgeting like a corporation, you need to go and look at that. You shouldn't budget your money like a regular person because most people are stupid. And most people don't put up the money that they need to put up in order to run up a bag. I budget like a company. I budget like a company that would be under duress. You know what I'm saying? What do you have to do in order to survive? Ford mortgaged the entire Ford logo in order to get through 2008 crisis. That's the only reason that they didn't file for bankruptcy. Like, are we really prepared in the event that we was to lose our job or we was to lose our main source of income? Would you be able to still pivot without busting it down for a real one? Or are you going to be in the alley sucking some dick? I hate to put it to you like that, but I'm asking a question. Now, I'm not telling y'all that y'all need to put up 5 years worth of income. What I am telling you is that, are you interdependent on your main source of income? And are you going to be sucking dick in the alley? Come on, somebody got to wake the fuck up because you watching this on autopilot and you just think that I'm here for your entertainment and you ain't doing nothing. Are you going to suck dick in the alley or are you cool? Are you good? Are you still going to have some self-respect about yourself? No? Are you going to turn into a YN? Are you going to go back to the thing that you used to be? Or are you going to be okay? You're going to have a level of self-respect about yourself. Hey, kicking it with a chef. Kicking it with a chef. You know what I'm saying? Because, alleys, they don't have no bathrooms in there. You can't wipe your mouth off. You can't wipe your mouth off or none of that shit. You just got to take it. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully it don't get on your shirt. We have to be better stewards with our resources. I'm not telling you can't enjoy life. I'm telling you need to spend just as much of your resources preparing and planning for your future or in the event that something was to ever happen, and I don't believe in savings accounts. I only rock with brokerage accounts, and I only rock with income producing assets. So it's a little bit different for me. Want me to take it a step further? This is where gender roles come in, because it's okay for a woman to suck a little bit of dick in order to survive. If I had my bell out, hit it. Ding. You as a man, you can't go and put your face in another man's lap in order to survive. You got to do some. You got to do some prepping. You got to do some planning. It's okay for a woman to hitch herself to the man that's going in the direction that she going in. She pretty. She gonna make it. Nigga, you gonna have to figure it out. I'm just gonna keep it real. Nobody is gonna hold a woman accountable for sucking dick. Nobody is gonna hold a woman accountable for hitching themselves to the new man that's going in the direction. If you listen, Linda, you're going to have to think differently about this thing. Okay. You're going to have to think differently. She has income producing assets on her body. She has income producing assets on her body. She's going to figure it out. That's what women do. Women are better survivalists than men. Tell her to stand up. Look at your girl. Go look at your girl right now. She may be watching with you. You may have a picture of her in your phone. She might have even sent you a nasty picture of how she looked because she's feeling good about herself. She's got a warm place to come home to. The refrigerator is full. The water works. There's no water pressure taken away from the water pressure. Everything works good. So she felt compelled to send you a naked photo. What happens when it's cold outside? When it's cold outside, all of a sudden, all of the photos gonna stop, right? Because she don't want to get naked when it's cold. She got the cover on. She bundled up. She got on 4 layers of clothes. She gonna stick. Most women will ride it out with you. They ride or die. You know what? I'm with you for the next 6 months. I'm with you for the next 6 months. Then Anton gonna pull up. $5, $10, $15, $20, $25. I ain't even got $40 on me. So you say you're cold, huh? I got $30. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna pull up. You know your worth, Cynthia. Oh, that's so stupid. Because you know what happens? You know what happens? The survival instincts kick in. That's when she started weighing her options. Dang, you got the new iPhone? And I'm going to say, I ain't got the new iPhone. I got 2 of them. I got the orange and the blue. What color you want? What do you mean what color I want? She's sitting there with an iPhone 11, iPhone 7. You know what I'm saying? She got the iPhone 7. She watching us in 720p involuntarily. Watching the Millionaire Morning Show in 720p. What you think she gonna start? Her mind gonna start wandering. She going to work, no money, no furlough. It's like throwing it in a black hole. And then she give her paycheck to you and that shit just go out the window. You told her, you know what, baby, I got this play. I'm about to make it shake. You went to the casino, you threw the dice, and you came up craps. Now you ain't got no money. Let her go, my nigga. Let her go. She not yours no more. She all of ours. That's our chick, not your chick. That's our chick. That's our chick. Let her go. She got survival skills. She has things on her and in her that will allow for her to be able to thrive and survive through the pandemic. Now, for us men, and this is honest to God, grown folks conversation. For us men, we got to approach life differently. We can't do it the same way that everybody else do it. We got to do it differently. We got to approach this thing as though our life depends on it, because we can't do the same thing that women do. We have to approach this thing like ain't no another man. I can't go to another man and say, oh my God, save me. It's a pandemic. I can't do that. I can't do that. You can't send your chick to the food pantry line and then I zoom up, vroom, vroom. And then I notice you from back in the day. Oh, what's up, Judith? I'm making up a random name. What's up, Judith? Hey, babe. Oh, nice running into you. She dusty. Her hair ain't done. Her makeup, she don't feel like a woman no more. She on her way to the food pantry line. I see her on the side of the road. I was about to drive by, but I just so happened to know this is somebody that I ran into from back in the day. I'm not going to help you change your tire, though. I'm going to call AAA. You know what? I got a buddy on AAA. Let me make sure that I get you straight. I make a move. I make a couple phone calls. Bing, bam. Get her a rental car for the day because I didn't know she had a man. She ain't tell me she had a man because she not trying to tell me that you her man no more. Why would she tell me that you're her man? Hey, how you doing? How you been? So how's, I see this situation. Don't worry about this, girl. We can get this fixed. How's it going? How's everything been? Oh, just trying to figure it out. She ain't say, oh, I'm in a relationship now. Oh, I'm just trying to figure it out. You know what? I gotta get out of here. Hey, wait a minute. Let's exchange phone. Listen, let me exchange phone numbers. She don't want to pull out her iPhone 3. Here, just text this number. You know what I'm saying? She still got to go to the food pantry, get you some food, get y'all some food. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Now y'all not in line no more. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. You one food pantry entry away from losing your chick. Because let me tell you what this shutdown. Let me tell you what this shutdown is doing. And listen, you may not believe me. Let me get this off the screen. I got to have a real conversation with my people right now. Let me tell you what this shutdown is doing. You may not believe me. You may not want to admit it. But this shutdown is having people question their relationships. They rethinking their life. The shutdown is questioning people's relationships. They're rethinking their life because they like, wait a minute. I didn't know that I signed up for this. Everybody, and I tell people that are in relationships, everybody is on point when everybody is doing well. It's when you're not doing well, when things start to go a little haywire in the economy. Will your relationship stand the test of time, or when people start to question whether or not they picked the right person? Your relationship, the success of a relationship is based off of what you can endure. That's what they're not telling you. Uncle Anton is going to tell you the honest to God truth. Success of a relationship is based off of what you can endure. Financially, most relationships don't even break up over infidelity. We don't even know when these hoes is cheating. Half of them is out here busting it down for a real one, or at least anticipating it. They know they're going to bust it down for a real one, probably within the next 6 months. They haven't did it yet. So they still holding on to this. But you know why most women want a nigga to mess up so they can go and fuck up, so they can leave. They just waiting on one financial opportunity or one duress moment to find themselves in a situation because they need an out. They don't even want to be there no more, but you such a good man, you just ain't got yourself together financially. The endurance is what holds a relationship. Most people are one paycheck away, not from losing your crib, from losing your hoe. You're not listening to me, bro. You're not listening to me. She wanted to cheat. She thinks she's doing you a favor by not cheating because she feels as though you're financially cheating on her by having her to contribute into the household. That is the problem with people that are going 50-50, is that women don't feel as though they owe you any loyalty because they only 50% in. They 1 foot in, 1 foot out. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's a man that's going down this street and it's a woman that's going down. No, I'm talking physically. I'm talking literally. It's a man that's going down Woodward and a woman that's going down Grand River for the people that's here in Detroit. She's one right turn away from cheating. One right turn away from cheating. Now, they don't think like that when they feeling good. They not willing to risk it all. Fuck that. I got a good man. You see these views? Put her at the 10-person table with the views. You want to see the 10-person table? I'll show you the 10-person table. Put her at the 10-person table. See the 10-person table with the views and all of this shit? See all of that? 360 views of the whole city and shit. She not going nowhere, nigga. And you breaking her down. You putting her head in a couch. Shit. She not going nowhere. That's not an art installation. That's a 85-inch TV. My walls are incredibly big, so it makes it seem like the TV is small. This is grown man furniture. This is $40,000 furniture that you see right here. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you leave and say, you know what? I'll be back in a couple days. I got to go take care of some business. Don't go nowhere. You stay right here. You ain't got to go nowhere. You just stay right here. I know that you know what? You lock the door, right? Just sit here. Sleep in the bed. We be cool. They not, it's different. But when you start to say, you know what, babe? And women don't understand how brokenhearted we be when we got to come home and say, shit, I got fired from my job. Or that's when niggas always say that dumb shit. They say, I got laid off today. I just don't know if I'm going to get my unemployment, because you know you don't get unemployment if you get fired, right? You know you don't get unemployment if you get fired. So when we got to come home and we really having this conversation, in the back of your mind, you trying to figure out where the loyalty is. That's when niggas start getting angry and they start going to certain podcasts that don't make sense to them. Man, these bitches, these hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. What you disagree with me, equal opportunity smoke? What am I saying that's off? Cynthia Haynes says, I ain't going no damn where. That's what they all say. That's what they all say. That's what they say. That's what they all say. I mean, shit. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Relationship. How do you know if your relationship is going to last? It depends on what your tolerance is to endure through tough times. That's what it is. Either or. Either or. How do you know whether or not a relationship is going to last? It's your ability to be able to endure. I'm telling you the truth, bro. I'm telling you the truth. So what should men look for in a wife if they all going? Well, it depends on what you need at the time. It depends on what you need at the time, big dog. It's an individual circumstance, all right? It's an individual circumstance. A lot of women feel like they outgrowing their dude. Oh my God, that's because she's been exposed to other dudes that's getting to a bag. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. It is what it is. What I would say for most guys is stop putting so much stock in a woman, bro. That's the thing that y'all gonna have to really understand. I say this all the time, and I'm gonna move over to the next subject. I say this all the time. What do I tell y'all? When they jump on the panels, when they jump in my comments, when they say all of this dumb shit all the time. As a man that has been married for almost 22 years, what do I say to y'all? I only answer to God. My stock is in God. I don't put any stock in anybody except for God. That is the thing that has kept me, and my whole situation has been ideal because I am not tripping off of no woman. Now, that don't mean that I don't love you. I love you with all of my heart, and I'm going to always make sure that you're good and taken care of. But if you think that I'm putting my stock as a man, for women is different. For women is different. As a man, my allegiance is to God. So I cannot be hurt. I cannot be tripping. I'm not tripping off of it. I understand the game. I understand that this is a simulation. This is a test. And so my test is to be loyal to God. But I don't think that anybody is above doing anything. Now, does that mean that they're going to do it? Absolutely not. I've been blessed. I've been incredibly blessed to not have been in a situation where I have to suffer the fate and the woes of what a woman does. But it's because I play the game how it's supposed to be played. Now, all of y'all that's why you fucking a crash out dummy. That's why you a crash out dummy. Because the minute that she do something that don't make sense to you, oh, bitch, I put all my stock in you. Now you want to curse her out. Nigga, she belonged to the game. You couldn't see it because you were so googly-eyed and you wasn't operating with a real life view and perspective of what life is supposed to be. So now you brokenhearted. I understand that this is the way that the game go. I'm not tripping off of no chick. I love them. And so you don't want to be loved no more. Now, thankfully, I've had people in my life, and I'm talking about all women, mother, children, whatever. I've had people in my life that has never turned on me. And I love that. And I love it. And they get a blessing. They're blessed as a result of it. But don't think for one second that I'm not 100% girded up. 100%. I don't put no stock in no woman, bro. I put my stock in God. When you say, hey, Anton, how do you find a woman that's gonna stick with you? Nigga, they're gonna stick with you until they don't. I trust you until I don't. Until you prove to me otherwise, this is what the situation is. I love you until I don't. Until you give me a reason not to. I take everything, listen, that's my life philosophy. I take everything at face value. I take everything at face value. I don't trip off of nothing. It is what it is. It is what it is. Protect yourself as much as you can. Love people according to how it is that they ask you to love them. And you get what you earn. And you let the chips fall where they may, and you live life to the fullest, and you don't put no stock in this shit. You have a ball. You enjoy life. Whether you poor, whether you rich, you live it up. Live it up and enjoy life. Live it up and enjoy life. I don't even know what this sentence is, but I'm going to address this and then we're going to move over to the next situation. What do you mean you don't put stock in women? You got to put a period, commas, or whatever, bro. You got to clean this up because I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. Your wife so God, what do you mean you don't put a stock in women? Your wife so God first, you won't trip today if she divorced you. Oh, if she wanted to leave, I don't listen. I don't know how to explain this more clearly to you guys. One rule, and I said it last night, I say it on a regular basis. I will never stop somebody from leaving. I also understand that would be their loss. You understand what I'm saying? I'm too valuable to divorce, nigga. I'm too valuable. I don't do what ifs because I am. I'm too valuable as a human being. Now you could risk it. You can risk it if you want to. That's a you problem. Because they all lined up out the door ready to replace you. I'm not tripping. I'm too valuable. They're all outside waiting. They're beating down the door. I'm not you type of niggas. I'm not tripping off of nobody. You can risk it if you want to, or you can stay loyal and be blessed. I'm not in the same space as y'all. Don't ever put me with this dusty mindset. Do you know how much greater I'm going to become as a man? Do you know how much greater I'm going to become as a human being? You want to miss that ride? That's not up to me to convince you. Everybody got a choice to make. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. I don't move under duress. Ain't nobody jumping off this ship, nigga. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. Y'all got to change our mindset, bro. You have to change your mindset. Honest to God, if you don't change your mindset, you're going to be out here dusty, fam. Rage King Leo says, just wanted to say hi, AD Bag Chaser, having a hard time seeing live streams. And the page, why are you having a hard time seeing the live streams? If anybody is having a problem, send me a message on Patreon. We'll figure it out for you. Ray C says, why are people taking vacations when other people are struggling? If I looked at someone's page while I was out of work and they were splurging, that's because you got that jealousy in you, bro. Listen, instead of you looking at somebody and saying, why are you taking a vacation when everybody else struggling? What you should be asking yourself is, why I'm not in a position to be able to take a vacation when everybody else is struggling. It was plenty of people during 2008. They wasn't poor. They was thriving. They got richer. And I was asking myself, how can I switch my position? Because I don't want to be like the rest of the poor people that I'm like right now. You shouldn't be looking at people and saying, why are you taking a vacation when everybody else is struggling? You should be asking yourself, how are y'all niggas taking vacations when everybody else is struggling? That's what the mindset should be. Ray C says, you think God allows things like this to teach us? Yeah, if you're a believer, anything could be a lesson. Casual Germ says, if you've never done it behind a dumpster, you're missing out. Nichelle says, AD, most people cannot sustain even 1 month without income. No shame in that, but we need to take this shutdown and other signs. I keep a specific account with just 100K in it. That's the emergency 100K. I keep a 100K emergency. I have a bunch of different brokerage accounts. I got a separate stash emergency 100K account. Just in case everything hit the wire and I got to figure some shit out immediately. I just keep 100K just to sit around. You gotta keep 100. Like, I don't care how many millions you got. I don't care. You got to keep 100 stash. Which account is that? Here we go. You got to keep 100 stash. Make sure you ain't showing the account about the actual account numbers. You got to keep a separate 100K account. Easy. You got to keep 100K all day long. If you ain't got 100K stashed, just in case shit hit the fan, you got to keep it. You got to be able to get access to 100,000. If you ain't got access to 100,000 that you can just get a hold of immediately, get a wire today, get immediately, and then be able to make some shit shake, then you can't do it. I'm telling you the truth. I'm keeping it 100%. You know me. I'm always trying to make sure that y'all understand, and I'll just randomly show now. My regular account, you know what I'm saying, is gonna be, I got $1 in it. My savings, I got $1 in my savings account. That's just the facts. Let me see my regular account. Now, this is what my real life is like. This is what my real life is like. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what I'm working with. That's my real life. This is what I'm really living like. Nichelle. This is my real life. This is my real life. But you got to keep 100 in the stash, bro. Outside of the brokerage, outside of the real estate, outside of the stocks, outside of all of that, just keep 100 stash. If you a high value man, and this is how I judge this, I got my own rules. I'm going to do a separate live stream. Maybe I'll do it on Room 9 of, like, maybe I'll bring Wednesdays back one day or something, of what my definition of a high value man is. It's not making a 6 figures. It's having 6 stash, an emergency stash of 100. That's one of the rules of being a high value man. You cannot define yourself. And yes, other things matter. There's other factors that matter, but you cannot be a high value man if you do not have 100 stashed. Fuck what all of they talking about of 6 figures. If you don't have 6 stashed, just in case shit gets sticky to where you can make some shit shake, then you're not a high value man, in my opinion. I think that there's rules to the game, and somehow, some way, we start qualifying it, because you can make $100,000, $200,000 a year and still be living paycheck to paycheck. You still one layoff away from losing everything. You still one paycheck away from losing everything. Me and Kev disagreed on a lot of stuff. Me and Kev disagreed with a lot of stuff. I don't believe that you can define yourself as a high value man unless you got 100 stashed that you can get to tomorrow. So I got a different definition of what high value looks like. And maybe I'll do a separate live stream. I'll give you the 8 rules to the game. I do things in 8s. 8 things that you look for when you look and invest in a company in the Patreon. I'm going to do a separate video. I'm going to do a live stream with y'all, maybe on the Room 9 channel, of what it really takes to be a high value man. No spam in the chat. Let me read the rest of these super chats. We got to get to the rest of the show. You know, I like just talking stuff. This ain't no regular news live stream. This is a real live stream, and we talk about money related topics as it pertains to the news, politics, and the culture. All right, people are way too concerned about interest rates when they need to be diversifying income. Raheem says, I ain't gonna lie, them 60 and up senior citizen communities filled with a lot of single women. I might have to do what I gotta do, big dog. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, Jake and Tank fight cancel. You saw that? Yeah, that's been canceled for a while. Mr. Lot says, enrolling in the master's program for AI in January. I don't want my future wife busting down some Lincolns, busting it down for some Lincolns. Cynthia Haynes says, amen, it still costs to be the boss. It always costs to be the boss. TS Car Washing. Somebody in the chat says, man, your definition, you have qualified quite a few people. That's because, let me tell you why, Tasha. It's like the Delta Lounge. Too many people got access and not enough people qualify. Too many people is getting in because they a friend of a friend, right? Too many people is taking pictures. If you've ever went to the Delta Lounge sometimes and you see the line waiting outside because too many people started coming in, that means they had to raise the standards for what qualified you as a member. It's too many people that got access and not enough people qualify, in my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to raise it. I always thought it was higher than what it was, but TS Car Wash says, did you listen to Big L album yet? Yes, I listened to it, and then I deleted it immediately from my stash because I don't want to hear that old shit, man. I don't want to hear the similes, metaphors, and yeah, because I got a hit after hit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't care about that shit. Mr. Sharp says, damn, a troll. Dude is a gremlin. 392Q says, 80 really got a $40K rug like Denzel. Facts. It's over there. It's over there with the marble table. You're not hearing me. It's really there. See the lines in the table and shit? It's really there. Now that's real talk. If he got a bill ticket, she gone. Ray C says, I'm an angel investor. I just need my return on investment. I bet you she will tour 2020. I bet you she will tour 2026. Just a brown girl in America says the problem is, Anton, men want us to follow them and they try to follow your methods, but they leave the most important part out. You follow God, but they conveniently want to skip that part. Much respect and love. What's up, brown girl? Brown skin. You know I love my brown skin. Who was that? That was I forgot what that lady's name was. What happened to her? The brown skin girl that sung Brown Skin. I forgot what her name is. Somebody tell me what her name is in the chat. NDRE. Shout out to NDRE. Roberto Ramirez says, work harder and stop buying them J's and invest first, then take a vacation. Vacation can be paid by the investments. Shout out to NDRE. We love NDRE. I'm a book NDRE. What's she doing? Another masterclass in session, says Onaka. Focus says, AD, this show is the gospel for people. God bless. If you know, you know. I used to love NDRE. Miss Mimi B. What up, Mimi? Hey, I told Q yesterday, I said, I like her. Last night was so much fun. Thank you, Anton and Q, for the opportunity to look one. I told Q yesterday, I said, I like her. While the show was going on, I said, who is she? I like her. I like Mimi. Where did you find her? She says, IG. I said, I like her. Oh, let me see if I can focus that. I said, I like her. I like her. Let me see if I can pull it down. You know me, I don't mind telling people. I said I like her. I did. I said I like her a lot. Q would tell you. Q would tell you. She like when I like somebody or when somebody catch my eye, I said I like her. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What accounts allow you to pull out 100,000 in a day? Whatever accounts that you got, you can wire 100,000 without even thinking twice. You must say never did it. You must say never did it. I could wire 100,000 right now. You should get Killer Mike on a stream or TI. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna drop this Brian McKnight interview now. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. We got so distracted, y'all, that we got caught up talking about whether or not you should bust it down. Let's stay with these packet with this whole thing. Hold on. It was oh yeah, United Airlines CEO, former United Airlines CEO on the growing flight delays. Y'all want to show this?
Down stretches to 5 weeks. An airline industry group says more than 3 million U.S. passengers have been affected. Joining us now is Oscar Munoz, former United Airlines CEO and chairman, and a CNBC contributor. It's good to see you, Oscar. I guess you can just give us your thoughts on the whole process, and then we'll get to specifics in terms of. I mean,
thanks,
how many flights do you need to cut back on to have the same level of safety that we have when the government's open? I don't know how you get to that point, that exact point.
I think it's a calculation that's complicated, for lack of a better term. No one's ever going to compromise safety. And so that's going to happen. I mean, my general feelings on the subject is the situation is getting worse. I was on here a few weeks ago and it was still very positive, praising the people that were coming to work without paychecks, but that's wearing thin on folks. And I'm at a conference down here in New Orleans and took an informal poll of folks, both private and commercial airlines. And, to the person, everyone was experiencing delays. And so what happens now is the big critical issue. And you had Secretary Duffy yesterday, obviously stating one point of view. It is concerning. I'm usually a much more positive person, but this one is tricky because, there are two sides to this equation, Joe. You didn't get quite to that yesterday with him, but, the other side is just not being asinine or recalcitrant. There's points of debate that this nation has to have. And, I speak from a business perspective. I have solved successfully very contentious labor agreements over the course of my life. And the special skill is the bridge of understanding both sides of the equation. And, we certainly have on one side the flight delays and an inconvenience for sure. But you potentially have on the other side, families that don't know if they can afford insulin next month. And so there's a really strong view on both parts, whether you agree with one or the other. It's a complicated debate that requires both sides to come to the table with some thoughtfulness. And I do not see that. And unfortunately, the after effect will be on us in travel. And I don't see anything in the near future with the way both sides are reacting and working through this.
Funding the government through a continuing resolution has nothing to do with whether a family can afford insulin next month.
Well, Joe, you're right. I mean, again, we're going to get into this debate of, it's not about who's winning this debate. It's about who's losing because of it.
I'm just talking about how we reopen the government. And you need 5 Democrat votes to reopen the government with the bill that's sitting on the Senate's desk.
But again, just taking both sides of the equation just for conversation.
I don't even know what that means. But so in terms of just back to.
What do you mean you don't understand what it means? What he's basically saying is that everybody is going to be affected from. Get this guy off the fucking TV, bro. honestly. I've been trying to figure out how this guy is still as an anchor on CNBC for a long time. I think he just got tenure. I don't really know how he doesn't understand what the airline guy is saying, what the former CEO of American Airlines is saying. What he's saying is it's not only going to affect the people in the airline industry, it's going to affect it all the way down to the people that's trying to figure out how they're going to afford their insulin next month, right? That both sides have to figure out how to come to an agreement. Now, whether I agree with them or not is a whole nother conversation. But what he's saying is he's bringing it back to the argument that Democrats are making when it comes to why they're shutting down the government and why they're choosing not to give those additional votes to open up the government versus what is happening on the top side and what's happening on the bottom side. How does he not understand that? Like this wasn't a rocket science conversation. How don't you understand what he's trying to say? How is he on the? Let me see something.
Funding the government through a continuing resolution has nothing to do with whether a family can afford insulin next month.
Well, Joe,
how doesn't it? How doesn't it? It does. It's even when you just coming from the perspective of people being able to get paid and getting their paychecks for work that they're already doing, or when people are getting laid off, or for certain industries that's being affected. When he says, hey, you know, how many planes are you going to have to shut down or keep in the air? That affects jobs.
You're right. I mean, it's, again, we're going to get into this debate of, you know, it's not about who's winning this debate. It's about who's
Democrat. What that means, but so in terms of just back to the airline issue, is there anything short of reopening the government that can ensure that the TSA guys are there, that can ensure that the air traffic controllers are there? Do you expect them to continue to come in without a paycheck?
I think the professionals, and I think a good portion of them will make that effort. But, you know, human dynamics are at play here for sure. And at some point in time, you're already seeing that people calling out. There's potential for private folks to do some work at the airports, but air traffic controllers cannot be replaced. So no, we're going to have to somehow fund that mechanism to work through that, and that is going to require. Yes.
We're at day 35 of the shutdown. It's tied for the longest shutdown ever. Is there a point where things are broken? You can't just flip a switch and turn things back on. Are there air traffic controllers who either retire or find employment elsewhere, say, forget it, this is enough, and you have a system that is broken beyond repair at that point?
You know, one of the things that we've learned about the aviation industry, and it's a great question, is we can flex. And so I do not see an immediate risk to what you just said in the course of this, month or so. A month from now, 2 months from now, yeah, people begin to make life decisions about feeding their families, and you could see that. We can reverse that to some degree, but again, we're not there at this point in time because we will, unfortunately, begin to reduce air travel for folks, which will be
people that can make the adjustment is going to make the adjustment, and people that are stuck in it, they just gonna stay there. That's what's gonna happen. Like, let's be real. I used to work in the steel industry, which was largely affected by what happened in the auto industry and what happened in the industry at large. And people that could get out would get out. There was people that worked there just so that they can have the insurance. And there was some other people that was like, man, listen, I'm not going to be in this shit for the rest of my life, honestly. And I think that was a newer mentality. They would say, I'm not going to be in this stuff for the rest of my life, right? And the reason that they were able to do that is because they had bigger things on the horizon, or they were already working to get out of it, or they was already prepared for the situation, or it was a woman whose man said, hey, get the hell out of there. I'm tired of them hitting on you, because working in a warehouse or the steel plant or the auto manufacturing plant, if you're a pretty girl, niggas gonna be shooting a shot 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But, people that could leave, This may be the breaking point for them. And the people that can't leave, they just gonna be there. They're not going nowhere. It's nothing that's gonna change it. They're going to be there. I seen Chris Cuomo saying that the poor is not the problem with the budget or the shutdown. I wanted to explore this.
Welcome to News Nation. This is where right and left can come to be reasonable. Now, I do have a fact that no one in power seems to want you to know. The dirty secret behind the shutdown. And I will tell
He's reading.
To want you to know. The dirty secret behind the shutdown. And I will tell you.
Reading like a motherfucker. Who produced this?
But first, there is news to report. That's news also, but news of a different variety. Goodish news. The Trump administration says it will provide SNAP benefits, food stamps, to 42 million Americans. I knew this would happen, as I told you last week, for two reasons. One, I'm not going to play the game of brinksmanship, and if this doesn't happen, it'll be terrible, because I know when things are going to happen and when they're not. The question is when and how. The law is clear that the reserve fund that was set up for SNAP can be used in this instance.
Yeah, the stash look a little weird. I'm not really sure about it. Maybe we just got to get used to it, but it's almost like you need a beard too or something. I don't know. It's starting to look like Geraldo.
And the president, if not some of the people around him, knows that this looks terrible and punitive to the poor. And the president was right. So they made a shift. So why is it only good-ish? Well, the reserve fund for SNAP that the administration wanted to withhold is not enough for full benefits. So the only real answer to restore the benefits is to end the shutdown. But both sides believe keeping the shutdown.
I almost be believing that we all brothers or something, because that's some shit that my brothers would say, that he got a Hitler stash. Y'all are the worst. I loved it. I love y'all bad. I do. I love y'all degenerate motherfuckers in the chat so much, because y'all are like an extension of me. Y'all cap like me. Y'all be thinking the way that y'all talk the way that we used to talk in the living room in the chat. I hate y'all so bad, and I love y'all so bad. Y'all are the worst ever, bro. We supposed to be talking about whether or not this is for the poor and it's the poor's fault or not, and y'all focusing on his stash.
Going through elections tomorrow helps them against the other side. Again, they believe allowing the poor to suffer works for them because it will make you angry at the other side. That is proof our system is broken. Now, the other problem is there are those around the president who insist on making the poor a problem. So they won't hustle funds like they did for the military to allow the poor to eat. So they will send weird emails warning grocery stores that they can't give poor people a break if they don't have their full food stamp allotment. Why would you send that message? I don't know. But I do know the secret behind the shutdown.
Let me tell you why you send that message. Because our grocery stores, we are all running one big pyramid scheme that probably needs to be torn down completely. The United States of America, as it's built today, is one big pyramid scheme. It's a huge pyramid scheme. The reason that they send these warnings to the grocery stores is because the grocery stores are subsidized by food stamps. Do you know who's going to be impacted the most by this? Walmart. Why? Because Walmart sells 25% of all groceries, which then affects all the other businesses that they have that they depend on you to get into the store for. That's the reason why. Is because we're running a Ponzi scheme in real time. You want to know how you're running a Ponzi scheme? Okay, I'll tell you. From the rooter to the tutor. And from the very idea that we're getting taxed, right? And overtaxed. That in itself is the inception of what's wrong with the United States of America. Because we're not just paying for the three basic things, like I said in the show last night. I talked about this on a little bit, teeny bit, on the Q show last night. We're not just paying for basic infrastructure, public safety, and basic parameters that allows for us to be able to exist without killing each other for food, right? So we need a basic parameter that allows for us to be logical. You need laws and rules in place. Cool. Then you need public safety. And that extends from our military all the way over to our police officers. Awesome. And then we need infrastructure. Infrastructure allows for us to be able to drive our cars, roads, all of this stuff, right? Some basic regulations. That is what the government is supposed to be for. But we've now funded a system that's basically a Ponzi scheme. And if we don't fix it in our lifetime, somewhere down the line, maybe not the next generation, maybe not the next generation after that, this entire United States system financially will collapse. Now, the beautiful thing about the United States of America is that our military is our true investment. So that is the thing that keeps things in place. That is the thing that keeps things in order. And where we are geographically located on this earth makes us the greatest country on the face of the earth, right? So we're lucky. We're blessed to be born in the United States of America. Make no mistake about it. We are super duper duper blessed, all right? To have the greatest military on earth and to be in this geographical location, okay? So when you then think about all of the taxes, what is it going for? Now, they're going to tell you, well, we're using it to make sure that everybody is taken care of and that people have food. They're not. They're using it to keep up a system and an infrastructure that allows for large companies to benefit off of this money. Because where is it going? It's going straight to these corporations that then benefit from them, the government that is subsidized by the taxpayers to give them money. So basically, when we pay money into a system that then gets distributed, of which maybe 25 to 30% gets siphoned off, right? And they homeboy get a slice and you get a slice, and my business is going to get money to make sure that we stand up this infrastructure to be able to distribute this money out to poor people and people that say that they need it, right? And this is the reason why they're giving it out to everybody, because a lobbyist is going to say, hey, we want this thing in place, and we're lobbying for the Food and Drug Administration or for the Walmarts and the Targets and all of these companies. We're going to come together because we want to be able to accept this money. And so then all of that money goes out, but where does it go? It goes directly to these stores that is subsidized by taxpayers that continue to make large corporations rich. So it's not about poor people, it's about rich people. And if you don't understand the language of money, and if you keep on thinking that it's about poor, if you keep thinking that it's about race, that it's about black, that it's about white or anything like that, that is not the play. Because you don't understand the language of money and you don't understand how politics work. Politics is a business. It is not. It is not to serve the people. And the richest people that I know are Democrats. The richest people I know are Democrats. Who do you think is suffering from this? It's not people on the streets. We the fattest poor people that I've ever seen in my entire life. Ain't nobody dying from missing no meal out here. This is big business. Do you know what happens when we keep our money to ourselves as taxpayers and we don't distribute it to people to give back? Because it all goes back to the big corporations. We're taxed to death to make sure that we're subsidizing rich corporations. Rich people are getting richer, but it's not the way that politicians are telling you. It's not about the way that politicians are telling you. Listen. Poor people is leverage for rich people. I'll give you another example since you don't want to believe me. All right, I'll give you another example. Drugs go into the community. Now, drugs, what rich people understood, because black people think that it was about eradicating and eliminating black families, and so money was poured into black communities, no, you was the lowest hanging fruit. It was always for everybody. That's why you see so many poor white people. Addiction knows no limits. And of course, the people that were pumping it into the communities understood that. But who benefits from it? Nope, not the drug dealers. Nope, not the United States of America. It's lobbyists. Lobbyists for the healthcare industry because they don't want to fix you. They just want to treat the problem. Drug makers, pharmaceutical companies, Then you got the other offset of people that then get they trickle down, right? And who are they? They are the community organizers, and all politicians are. When you see a Brandon Johnson, when you see an AOC, when you see Hakeem Jeffries, and you say, how can these dumb motherfuckers be sitting in Congress and continue to get this seat? Why do they get so much funding? It's because you need a dumb nigga to be in these positions so that you can continue to get the bag. Contrary to popular belief, and this is why rich people, people that are super successful, unless you truly want to make a change like a Trump, which he then exposes the industry for what it is, and we can see it plain as day, we just can't put it back together. Contrary to popular belief, the reason why people that are super smart don't run for office is because we understand that it ain't no money in that shit. So what do? We fund the establishment. You get the George Soros, you get the Bill Gates, you get all of these super PACs and APACs, because there's a lot of money under the table for you to get, but you can get it legally if you know how to formulate it and put it in the right position, right? So I'm going to start this phantom fucking company that has these nurses, and they're going to make sure that they assist people, and they're going to be on call at any point. What the fuck you need all of these nurses for, and where did this ghost company come from? Because we got a fucking migrant crisis that's about to happen that then goes into a bunch of sanctuary cities, and we need companies to be able to step in immediately and somehow, some way just make themselves available to serve the public. So now you got these companies that nobody know who fucking own, that's getting billions of dollars, and you're sitting here letting these people that are for you, by you, that looks like you, that is basically handpicked for you to go in and tell you what they want you to hear because they're giving them a fucking script so that they can continue to take all of the fucking money. And then they're going to come back and say, well, listen, God, because they're going to double dip. You're not hearing me. They're going to double dip. Anton, how do they double dip? I'm telling you because I know I'm a part of the establishment. I have people calling my phone on a regular basis. I meet with people that own these companies, right? I coach some of these motherfuckers because their wives is fucking somebody else, okay? I'm telling you that it's all cyclical. So how do they double dip? Okay, well, this is how they double dip. They've created the crisis so that they can benefit from it, but then they're going to sell you the solution. Well, how do they sell you the solution, Anton? I maybe need to stop talking about this publicly. How do they sell? But I'm not owned by nobody, so I don't give a fuck. Well, how do they sell you the solution, Anton? Well, guess what? They're going to have the emergency managers in place. They're also going to have the people that benefit from you cutting the budget. They're going to have the contractors that come in place because they know that you're going to over budget and fuck up the money, right? Because you a dumb fuck. You a dumb mayor over in Chicago. They put this crazy looking diversity, equity, and inclusion mayor over in Los Angeles. Democrats are going to stay loyal so they can predict exactly what's going to happen. Even if they can't predict what's going on in the presidential race, they can predict what's going to happen in the city. If you don't think that Mom Donnie, who's never had a fucking job in his life, is not literally given to you by the establishment so that they can benefit financially, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're insane. Okay. So they've created the problem that they came in and saw for, right? The crisis that they saw for, but they're going to double dip and they're going to fix the problem financially because they understand that you can double dip and make yourself super successful and super rich if you really understand the game of money and politics. So now they know that eventually you're going to run out of money. They know it. It's right there. It's black and white. It's the numbers. We don't look at numbers because it's not attractive to us. And so now they know, listen, Chicago is fucked up. I've been telling y'all for years. Oh, listen, this is what happened to Chicago budget. Hey, they saying they $1.15 billion in deficit, but they really going to be $1.6 billion in the deficit. So now they're going to come in and they're going to say, damn, y'all fucked up. You messed up. Maybe you need some community organizations. Maybe we need to defund the police. Eventually, y'all gonna have to file for bankruptcy. And then what's gonna happen? You're gonna have to give us some assets in bankruptcy court like they did in Detroit. So now y'all gonna give us this land to settle the debts that you owe for us. But the land is really way more valuable than what we're gonna get for it. But we're gonna act like we're losing on this deal, but we're gonna accept it anyway. Listen. It's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. It's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. You think it's a mistake that they keep giving you the same fucking playbook, the same leaders? You keep voting like an ignorant ass and saying, oh man, no man. You don't think, look, Trump was everybody's best friend. He donated to the Democrats and the Republicans, and he was friends with everybody his entire life. All of a sudden, you now calling him Orange Cheeto Man or, a fascist. You've been programmed to say the things that you say. When you come up on my panel or you say certain things, and I know that you're using a talking point, I know that they've basically been putting it in you. Democrats get a script. They literally get a script. Congress members get a script. Hakeem Jeffries can't think himself out of a wet paper bag. But you know what the greatest trick is to convince a person like Hakeem Jeffries that he actually got there because he did hard work and he's a constituent. Zohran Mamdani has never had a job in his life. He's never had a job in his life. If you don't think that there's already people salivating, and I'm a C student, so I'm a little slow, so I'm gonna figure it out. But if you don't think that there's a way that they're going to financially benefit from a person like him, and you think that the people are actually electing him, you smoking crack. You smoking crack. You've been smoking since the beginning of time. If you don't think that people benefited off of Obama getting into office, shit. You know how many trillions of dollars was distributed as a result of him getting in office? Do you know that the alphabet community benefited financially so much so to where he's their savior? He's their savior. You don't think that they can anticipate when a bankruptcy is coming? You don't think that people are banking on Chicago going broke? Trump is trying to fix you niggas. And he said, listen, we want to send in the National Guard. We want to stop the bleeding. We want to stop you from killing yourself. You vote against your best interest because they're putting in you the solution that they're going to fix and financially benefit off of you. Drive down any major street in the United States of America. Drive down any rich neighborhood. Go in Washington, D.C. They have $6, $7, $8, $9, $1 million houses from people that make $100,000, $200,000 a year, nigga. Go down rich America. 7 out of 10 of them niggas that's in that neighborhood, they were involved in something regarding lobbying, politics. They were business consultants. They were shit like that. You know what they were? They were major contributors so that somebody can tell them where the money is. Hey, this is the play. This is where you want to be at. This is what's about to happen. Hey, this whole division is about to be taken over. We know the play. Go down any street in major America and I'll tell you where the money is. You working your ass off and you don't even understand the language of money. You know what the language of money is? People. People is the language of money. It's not about this shit. Don't mean nothing. And I understand the game. It's the language of, you know what the language of money is? People. When you can control people, you can control the flow of money. When you can control how people think, you can control the flow of money. When they can predict what you're going to do, that means they can predict where the money is going to be. Y'all not listening. I'm going too deep. I usually like to keep it surface level and entertaining so we can giggle and ha. But I'm trying to tell you that you are so fucking deep into the abyss and you think that this is about poor people getting food stamps. Poor people getting food stamps is a part of a system that is created to keep rich people richer. And the more that you embrace it, the worse off you're going to get. The problem is that in order to fix it, you got to have some people suffering temporarily and people not willing to go through it in order to get to it. And so you always going to have a system because people are always afraid of what they don't know. And if they miss a meal, even if they fat as fuck, they not trying to get fit. And so you can't give them the medicine directly. You'd have to have somebody just completely come in and tear the system down altogether. But we too deep. I can't go far into that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a whole nother live stream. It's a whole nother live stream. The problem is that very few people are willing to endure, and nobody is willing to suffer to get to the other side. We don't have freedom riders no more. We don't have people that's willing to stand up for somebody else that they don't know in order to create a better environment, because they scorned about it. And they understand historically that even if you stand up and you do the right thing, the people that come after it is going to forget you, and they're not going to remember you, and they're going to act like they did it on their own. So it's of no use. We've now become a selfish society, because there is no point in helping somebody that don't appreciate you when you make the sacrifice to tear the system down, because they're going to call you a fucking coon. If I go against the system to do the thing that's in your best interest, you're going to kill me for it. So why should I do anything to help you when I know that your monkey ass ain't going to appreciate it anyway? Just get it on my own. You just got to be a saint. The only person that can do it is the saints. And that's why God loves the righteous. God loves the meek, because they do things knowing that they're going to be persecuted for it, but they do it anyway. That's the difference between a saint, the Christians, the saints that truly believe in the word of God, is they do it for the right reasons, not because they're going to get any accolades or praise from you ugly motherfuckers. That's the difference. That's why they call us saints, is because we do it knowing that we're going to get persecuted, that we're going to get martyred. We do it knowing that you not going to appreciate it. Even after we gone, you're going to say that you did it on your own. And we do it anyway for the greater good, because we got to do it for righteousness' sake, not because we're looking for accolades from the people that's right here on this earth that you're actually helping and blessing. Jesus's life was that. That's why he allowed for himself, when he could have called legions of angels to save himself, he allowed for himself. He even prayed to God because he understood the assignment, and he prayed and he said, take this cup away from my mouth, but you know what? Despite that, let your will be done. Because he didn't want to do it, but he did it for a bunch of ugly motherfuckers that wouldn't even appreciate him. That's the truth. That's the real truth. He did it for people that didn't care about him. Understanding that the greater blessing was going to be the crown and sitting next to God, going back with his Father. And that's the problem that we have today on this earth, is that we don't want anybody that is Christ-like, because we're too immersed in the cares of this world, thinking that the devil has some sort of solution for us. And so that's why when y'all go to the polls, you say stuff like, I'm going to pick the lesser of the two evils, because you've already resigned yourself to giving in to the will of the world. You don't understand what we're doing here. It's way beyond your comprehension, because you never read your Bible. It's right there in front of your face, and you just walk past it every day. You don't understand what's going on. We fighting principalities. The money is an illusion. The lifestyle is what you're attracted to in order for us to try to get you to turn your dumbass life over to the thing that's best for you. You're not getting it because the preachers ain't going to tell you what's best for you. They going to tell you the thing that keeps their membership growing, because they don't even believe. Let me tell you something. Preachers don't believe in God. They don't believe in Jesus. They don't preach the word of God. That's why they hand select the different scriptures that they're going to give you, because they need to make sure that they also are works of the devil himself. The preachers don't care about you. They don't care. The Jamal Bryants, they don't care. They are of the devil. I am telling you with all of my soul, with all of my might, that they are worldly. And it is the reason why they don't resonate with true Christians, true saints. A saint is a person that believes in everything that God says. The whole word of God. The whole word of God. We can't pick and choose what parts we don't like and what parts we do like, but we got to exist in this world. We have to be here. This stupid flesh, this shit that we in all day long, we got to be here. We trapped. The saints is trapped on earth. This is a prison sentence for us. You're not doing us no favor by all of this nonsense that we got and we existing in. We can't wait to get the fuck up out of here in this fucked up ass body. We trapped. And it frustrates us sometimes when we try to teach you how to change the dynamics of your family, how to change the way that you're supposed to be going, how to fix your life, how to go in the direction that you're supposed to be going in, because we understand the bigger picture. And we understand also because it was already told to us that we was going to be persecuted, that we was going to be looked at as lepers, that the world would reject us, but we're going to be blessed anyway, not only on earth, but also in heaven. So we do it for a greater purpose. That's why I say the scripture every single day to y'all. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. Because I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to pull you along. Hey, come on, man. Come this way. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let's go, man. We can get it. We can do it. You got to endure it, right? But it's not given to the swift, but he who endureth to the end. But you keep on getting attracted by trinkets. That's why you still on the plantation, nigga. You still on the plantation. You still on the plantation. You can't get out because you can't think differently. But we can't give you the meat because you're going to choke on it because you a babe. Gotta feed you baby food. And it frustrates us every day. Like, this nigga really got it. He really got it. He great. She really got it. She great. Oh man, they got all the talent in the world and it's a waste. It's a waste. You know why it's a waste? Because you can't endure long enough to actually get to the other side. And so now they tricking you. They tricking you. They tricking you and they allowing for you to believe that you actually doing some shit. They letting you believe that you actually doing something. You really believe it in your heart that you making some moves and you got some stuff going on. And you know what? I'm black and I'm proud and I'm pro-black. Where does it say that in the scriptures? Every time I start going into my bag talking about this shit, every time I hear a little voice in my head say, not yet. Not yet. They're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready. You may agree with me, but you're not ready because you're not going to do nothing different. That's the difference. How do I know that you're not ready? Because you may even agree with some of what I say, but you're not going to change your life. You're not going to do nothing different. You're not going to actually have a different perspective. You're not going to take a different approach to how it is that you raise your family. You're not going to switch over to truly being conservative and embracing the word of God. You're not going to leave your kids an inheritance. You're not going to actually become a better person and actually do things that's conducive for other people and in their lives. And I ain't talking about trying to give back to your community. I'm talking about fixing your own fucking life. You are going to be a piece of shit because you don't truly believe and your life is a reflection of it. And so that's why you lean so hard on other people to try to give you your purpose because you don't have one. You don't really believe. You don't really believe. You don't really believe. You really don't believe. You don't believe in yourself, nigga. You don't believe in yourself. You waiting on to think about this for a second. How you gonna call yourself God's people and you begging a man to feed you? Walk by faith, not by sight. Let me move on. I'm way off track. Way off track from what I planned on for y'all today. These are the conversations that I have when I'm tarrying before the Lord, when I'm having conversations with God. And make no mistake about it, I do wait and tarry and fervency. In fervency, seek out direction regularly. I'm way off track. I gotta find something to keep me regular. Let me see. Um, I don't even know what I want to talk about. So brokenhearted at how people allow for the world to use them and use them up, and y'all don't even get nothing from it. It's just so brokenhearted, bro. I want better for y'all, man. I want you to thrive. I want you to be in a great space. I want you to be successful, man. I really do, man. I really do. I don't even want to talk about nothing else. I don't. I just want to, honestly, if I could just talk about God all day, I would. But I do. I want y'all to be successful. I want you to have all of the things. All of the things. Every day when I look outside and I look at that sunset, because the sunset is coming in here, and I just say, I appreciate you. I love you. I really do. Y'all, do you think that you deserve more? Honestly, do you think that you deserve greatness? What does greatness look like to you in your mind? Like, what does greatness look like to you? Real talk. Because, like, look at this. Look at this. Ain't no man created this. You see that? You see the sun up there? Ain't no man created that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you really want more for yourself? Don't you want greater for yourself? Don't you actually want to live in a with a whole nother meaning and purpose? Ain't you tired of just being a regular person? Don't you want to experience what life is like on the other side? It's different over here, honestly. It's really different over here. Like, you should want that for yourself. If not, want it for your kids. You know what I'm saying? Ain't you seriously? Like, you should be exhausted of this regular shit that we got going on every day. I know I was. I was exhausted. I was so tired of being broke and poor, man. I was exhausted. And it wasn't until I truly broke down and I was like, man, what do I need to do differently? But for whatever reason, I can't convince people to not continue to do the same thing that they've been doing. And I don't know if you just comfortable in your degeneracy. Like, ain't you tired? I drove by on my way from my crib out in the suburbs down here. I drove by the hood early in the morning, and you know what I seen? I seen niggas standing on the corner. Dog, ain't you tired of standing on that dead wooden light pole on the corner that breathes no life into you? Don't you want to experience something different? You're going to have to do something different. You can't keep being racist. You can't keep hating yourself. You can't keep dividing yourself. Let me break it down for you. Because I know that it's a lot of people that's out in the streets preaching a lot of things, but I'm going to just tell you the truth. There's no way that you're going to make it into heaven by hating white people. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care how many people is on the Hebrew Israelites. I don't care what they say. There's no way that you're going to make it into heaven hating black people. Because that's not going to improve your life. Your lot in life is never going to be better by hating somebody else. For people that may disagree with me, there's no way that you're going to get better off financially. Don't you realize that every single person, if you look at the track record, everybody that has ever had negative things to say about me, dusted off. You'll never be successful by thinking that you can hate your way to the top. You can't win like that. You got to forgive yourself, forgive your father, forgive your mama. You're going to have to walk in a different light. You're going to have a different objective. You're going to have a different something to motivate you. You're going to have something that drives you to be successful. Nothing can stop something that God has ordained to be good, no matter how much you hate it. You can harden your heart like Pharaoh. You can do whatever you want to do, but it doesn't matter. Will Nola. What's today? Tuesday? We got a whole week. Let me slow down. We got a whole week. For my fellas, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. For my fellas, become the man that you would want become the man that you will want your girl to admire. You know how when people be on the TV and a girl be like, oh my God, look at him or whatever. Be him. Be him. For my ladies, be the woman that your man can't live without. Become so valuable to him that he can't do without you. That's it. That's it. I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm not going to go any further into it. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to just leave it there. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me read some of these super chats. Mimi says, I guess I'll be back then. Hopefully, if you want to. Roberto Ramirez says, how's that good? How is it good we get to pay for others? That's a fact. Manny Plays PC says he looks like one of those kids from the Nestle Quick commercials. Supreme. Yo, this group, we go from joking to trolling to praying to praising. It's such a beautiful thing. I love being around y'all. Supreme by Nature TV says, would it be smart for me to put off savings and investing until I pay off my lingering debts? I think you can do both. But I will be getting rid of the debts, bro. Get rid of the debts. Jason A-Team says, this is why I love this show, AD in rare form, telling y'all the real game. God bless you, AD, for helping the public and the bag chasers. Incredible breakdown. Bill and Nico, what up, though? Salute to you. Shadow Dragon says, can we get this clip? Phenomenal breakdown. Probably. I'll probably clip it for you. Preach AD. We appreciate you forever. I appreciate you more, big dog. Mr. Merv 138 says Luke 12:48, to whom much is given, much is required. Rashonda says the people have itching ears and it's sad. Just a Brown Girl in America says not off track where he wants you to be. PJ says had to donate one more time for that sermon. Ryan Powell photo.com says clip all of that, please. Tanea says keep preaching the word of God, AD. This is one of the main reasons I rock with you. Successful man of God, successful marriage, successful businesses, willing to pour into others, king things. Jacques says this is why I mess with you, your love, passion, obedience for Christ. I don't even care about all of the money you make. I keep praying for you. Keep me in your prayers. I'm praying for y'all also. I love y'all. After hours tonight. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all tonight. Peace.